Over to the UK, nuclear is slated to produce a quarter of the UK's electricity by 2050, with Prime Minister Boris Johnson announcing plans to build up to 8 nuclear power stations. There's also a push for offshore wind and solar power. It comes amid an increase in household energy bills and concerns over reliance on Russian oil and gas. NTD's Jane brings us this report.
Ahead of launching his full energy strategy, Boris Johnson said he'll bring nuclear home.
We first split the atom in the UK. We had the first civilian nuclear power plant. We're bringing nuclear home with one nuclear plant and one nuclear reactor every year for 8 years rather than one a decade.
Under his government's new energy security strategy, up to 8 nuclear reactors could be built across the country by 2030. The government set up a new body called Great British Nuclear to increase Britain's nuclear capacity. The strategy also outlines plans to support production of oil and gas in the North Sea, rather than importing it from places like Russia. And there's a big emphasis on renewables as the government tries to meet its net zero ambitions. There's plans to increase offshore wind, and for onshore wind, a consultation with a limited number of supportive communities in England who wish to host them in return for lower energy bills. There are also targets to increase solar and hydrogen power. The government says the strategy won't have an immediate effect, though, on rising energy bills.
It brings a measure of energy independence, security of supply to the UK. But you're quite right to say that a strategy takes maybe 3, 4, 5 years, more years, really to land.
This strategy does come amid a rise in the cost of living, and as Britain looks to reduce its reliance on Russian oil and gas. Earlier, Boris Johnson said that this new strategy will prevent Britain from being subject to blackmail from people like President Vladimir Putin. But we know from media reports that China General Nuclear has stakes in 3 British nuclear projects, and the French company EDF is behind 6 of them. Boris Johnson challenged on this point earlier. But it's understood that ministers do want to find ways to prevent China General Nuclear from being part of this project over concerns of the Chinese regime's involvement in critical infrastructure. Jane, NTD News, London.